What's up everybody? It's RJ with Twin Halos, and today we're talking about hip pain when riding motocross. So the two muscles that we're gonna focus on is one of the quad muscles, the rectus femoris, and this one right here in the pocket called the Tensor Facia Latae. So the reason why we're gonna work on the rectus femoris is because this quad muscle is the only one that attaches into the pelvis. Now if this muscle has a lot of tension, it's going to start to tilt the pelvis forward. You don't want that because that's gonna send some issues into your low back. So we're gonna try and alleviate some of that tension here. The Tensor Facia Latae, which is not a coffee by the way, it's right here. This is the muscle, one of the muscles that attaches into the IT band. So if you have hip pain and outside knee pain, this is going to be your focus area. We're gonna attack this and just outside the pocket. So what we're gonna use is a foam roller and a lacrosse ball. So here are the techniques. If you don't have a foam roller, the cheapest thing is a lacrosse ball, but go slow when you're using that. So what we're gonna do is find that pocket area with the foam roller and find a tender spot. Once you find that tender spot, you're gonna hang out there for about 30 seconds, take some deep breaths and try to relax that muscle while it's under pressure with the foam roller. Once your 30 seconds is up, move back and forth, try to find a different area, and then hang out there for another 30 seconds. Do this about 4 times, and this should start to lighten up as you go down, searching for tender areas. Now that's for this right here, the Tensor Facia Latae. For the rectus femoris into the quads, what we're going to do is we're not going to just foam roll this way. What we're going to do is place it onto our quads here, and now what I'm gonna do is press. I'm pressing towards the camera this way because I want to, the muscle fibers run this way. I want to separate the connective tissue this way. So what you're going to do is press away and move up and down. You're gonna do the same thing all the way up and down the quad. Then once you do this, do that pass down the entire quad. What you do is find those tender areas and do the same thing like you did when you were working on the hip here. You're gonna find those tender areas, hang out there about 30 seconds, and then find a new spot. Do that about 4 times and see if that doesn't help alleviate a lot of the tension that's going on in the front of your legs and in the hip. So the techniques are the same with the lacrosse ball. You're going to press into that pocket. Go slow because the lacrosse ball can hurt if you go too fast. You don't want that to happen. So go slow, put it in that little pocket area. Focus on your breathing for 30 seconds and then find a new spot and then do that about 4 times. For the rectus femoris, for the quads, when we're working here, go slow. Can't emphasize that enough. Move up and down. It's gonna be hard to go side to side. So from here, we're just gonna go up and down all the way to the top of the knee. Don't go on top of the kneecap, that's not gonna feel good. So just go to where that muscle ends right before it starts turning into tendon. So those are 2 things that you're gonna try out, but here's a bonus, if you will. So what you're gonna do, after you do that soft tissue work, you're gonna exercise to work in a deeper range of motion. So what you're going to do is you're going to do a glute bridge. But before we do that, we're going to tilt our pelvis this way. This braces our core, our low back is in a good position now, and now we press our heels into the floor, then we press up. If this is too easy, what you're gonna do is extend one leg out, press your heel into the floor just like this, and it's a good exercise because not only does it work the glutes and the low back, but it's also anti-rotational. So your core is getting work too because your body wants to fall this way. So fight it, press up, hold it for 2 seconds, come down, and come back up. Do that close to failure. So what you're gonna do is however many reps that may be for you, push, hold for 2 seconds, come back down, boom, come up. Slow on the return and then come back up. Don't just blast them out. Just gonna be humping the air. You're not gonna get the benefit of the exercise. So do that on each leg and see if that doesn't help some of your issues, because when it comes to motocross, we're constantly in this attack position our legs are bent at 90 degrees, whether we're sitting or we're up in that position. So outside of the track, if you're sitting down, if you got a desk job or anything like that, the quads are usually going to be overworked, and there's a lot of tension that needs to be addressed with an exercise after it in order for you to start alleviating some of the pain that's coming from your hips when you're riding motocross. So try these two things out for anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks and see if that tension doesn't start to go away within your hips. All of the things that I'm showing you here is everything that I teach in my program, Iron Foundation. The reason why I teach that is because I want you to ride pain-free while we focus on performance at the same time. So I use a lot of weighted mobility, exercises like this, soft tissue techniques just like this to help alleviate a lot of tension. And if you want to improve your training, Iron Foundation is the place to begin. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. There's gonna be plenty more videos just like this. So that's it for me. Try this out and I'll see you guys in the next video.